What up, what up, what up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to another edition of Real Talk for Real Men, the Sunday edition. And we're glad to be here today. We got 39 seconds to see what's going to pop off with who going to the Super Bowl. So I'm glad you're joining me. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to find out in a few seconds here what's popping off. I hope you're watching the game as well. Here we go. I'm going to do a little Kenny on sports. Mahomes, 32 seconds. He scrambles. Oh my God, he fumbled the ball. We might be seeing the newness coming on board of the new quarterback after 2 weeks. Was about to call it a quits. What's going on, McMack? How you doing? I can't resist. I'm watching.
What the hell? That was such an anti comedic commentating
Look,
on that.
y'all gotta forgive me. Y'all gotta forgive me.
That
Mahomes
was
fumbled the
so
ball.
funny.
He recovered, but oh my God, it's literally coming down to 2 seconds left in this thing on going to overtime. How you doing, McMack, out there this Sunday?
I'm doing good. I'm sad that the weekend is coming to an end. It's very sad.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. No doubt about that. So we know how it is, but I'm glad that you could join us here for our edition of Sunday's edition, and we're gonna have a little fun like we always do. I just had to keep turning to see if this game is going into overtime or not. But the topic for today, we're gonna have a little fun. If we get some viewers on here, it's gonna be called "What Would You Do" scenarios. If we don't get any viewers, then me and McMack gonna do a mini version, and then we'll get
mhm.
back to our Sunday. That's how we gonna
Okay.
do it. That's
We're
how we
going
gonna
into
do it.
overtime.
Oh, okay. So you're a little bit ahead of me. So great. With that being said, hopefully everybody's having a great Sunday. And McMack, as you said, great to be here, sweetheart. Thank you for always joining me. But
Mhm.
the weekends are way too short, way
Okay.
too freaking short. Just as soon as you start relaxing a little bit, here we go. What's up, Lady D? Sorry you couldn't join us tonight, but we're gonna miss you, sweetheart. But we're gonna try to do a show and put one on anyway. I know everybody's probably glued to their screens, but Tasha, we're gonna go ahead on and kick this thing off with just you and I. We get some of the panel because Sundays is a tricky day. In case you guys wondering why I got the towel, just got out of a steaming hot shower, feeling good Sunday. Might even get me a little something over here today, because I'm back on the hunt. But anyway, having said that, welcome to the show. I don't know what the topics are going to be. And so we'll take a couple of them, just you and I, McMack. We'll talk a little bit. And like I said, if this is one of those Sundays where everybody's preoccupied and doing their own thing, hey, this is live. We do it on the fly. We'll go ahead on and do a shortened show. We'll come back and catch you guys on Wednesday. So we're gonna give it about a good 15 minutes or so. And if not, we'll see what's popping. So Tasha, give me the first scenario.
Okay, I'll give you like a little short one just to start us off with. So
Okay.
here's this one. I'm a single mom of three and I want to meet a new man. I'm pregnant, but not showing. My mom refuses to babysit. She's in the streets dating and shaking her selfish 44-year-old BBL ass, and it hurts my chances to find a new dad for my kids. How can I make her step up?
Okay. Give that one again to me slowly because that's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
I want to
I'm a
wrap my brain around this.
Okay, I'm a single mom of three kids and I want to meet a new man. I'm pregnant, but not showing. My mom refuses to babysit. She's in the street dating and shaking her selfish 44-year-old BBL ass, and it hurts my chances to find a new dad for my kids. How can I make her step up?
Okay. So if I'm understanding that scenario correct, you got a nasty, filthy, no good bitch who already got 3 kids and pregnant again,
Yes.
but she's not showing right now.
Not showing, no.
And she's upset because her mom, who happens to be 44 years old, is
Mm-hmm.
out doing her thing. And she
Yes.
insulted her mom with her big black ass, I guess, whatever.
BBL, the butt lift. She's had the BBL surgery.
Brazilian butt lift. So she got
Yeah.
a fat pumping ass. So she's angry with her mother, who's 44, who got a fat pumping ass and out there on the scene doing her thing. And she's angry with the mom because she wants the mom to babysit her kids so she can get out and find a new baby daddy for her kids.
Yes.
You nasty, filthy, no good bitch. That's the only appropriate way I can start this off. D says, no, ma'am, it's not her mother's responsibility to care for her kids. And how old is she with 3.5 kids? D, I was thinking the same thing. If the mom is 44, so let's do a little bit of math here for a
Okay.
second. We're going to assume at least this nasty gutter rat bitch was 16 when she had her first child. We're going to
Hmm.
assume that, right? So
Okay.
16 from 44, that makes them, no, no, are we doing that right? I think I'm that actually doesn't matter. We don't really know how old she is. We're hoping that at least she was 16, right?
I would say probably dad, or maybe I would even say 20. I'd probably say between 18 and 20 when she had her first. I imagine they're probably all right there together, like stair
That's
stepping in
true. That's
age,
true.
all right
That's
there
true.
together. But
And
yeah,
that's probably about right. That's probably about right. Right when she hit that stage where she was body was at its most potent, that
mhm,
18 to 22 year range. So she let everything that want to lay up in her nut and her do it. And now she got 3.5 kids, like D said, and you have the audacity to think your mother's supposed to stay home. Truth be told, here's the only thing I blame your 44-year-old mother for. Why haven't she put your lazy no good ass out? Because with 3.5 kids, with 3 kids and one more on the way, why are you still living with your mother? And if you're looking for a new baby daddy, where is these guys at? I'm sure you look for a new baby daddy. What what knight on shining armor do you think gonna ride up and your stinking no good ass got 3 kids already? And what you looking to do, the fact that you say you're not showing, you want to open your filthy hole and let another soldier in there so you can lie and tell him it's his baby. That's the game you're playing, you gutter rat bitch you. So I
see,
have no sympathy for her.
my first thought, like when I read this, I was what happened to all the other fathers? Now it doesn't say how many different fathers she has, of the other kids. It doesn't indicate that. But if you are pregnant, what happened to the most recent one? Where is he at?
Even if we assuming that it's one baby daddy that you let impregnate you 3 times, the fact that you looking for a new baby daddy when let's say for the sake of argument that it's one baby daddy, so he got 3.5 kids in your musty trap,
Hmm.
but he clearly don't want to be with you right now. So now you're looking for a new baby daddy. Why would you put that burden on the next man that's gonna come along? Welcome, brother Bird. Welcome, Sister Sherry. We're doing
Welcome,
what
y'all.
would you do scenarios, and you guys came in on the very first scenario. So Tasha, lay it out, and you'll see why I'm calling this nasty, no good bitch a gutter rat.
I'm a single mom of three and I want to meet a new man. I'm pregnant but not showing. My mom refuses to babysit. She's in the streets dating and shaking her selfish 44-year-old BBL ass, and it hurts my chances to find a new dad for my kids. How can I make her step up?
So to put this in context again, you got a nasty, filthy hoe that's got 3 kids and one in the oven, but she ain't showing. The mom is 44 and got a Brazilian butt
I'm
lift,
sorry
so
about
she out there doing her thing with a fat pumping
Mhm.
ass. But then you actually upset that your mom won't stay home to keep your children so you can go out and find a new baby daddy to take care of the little gutter snipe rats you already got at home.
Oh, so she trying to be slick about it because she ain't showing. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Ding bingo. From a man's point of view, speak on it, Bert, and that's the game.
Yeah, she trying to be slick on it. She trying to go ahead and get hemmed up real quick, and then try to say, "Hey, this is you." And man, because we sometimes we can be so simple. We ain't gonna ask how many weeks or whatever. We just gonna like, "Oh man, slipped up."
That's what I said. She mentioned not showing for a reason because
Yep.
she want to get out there before she starts showing, and so you trifling by even what you're saying. So you want to tell a guy after he nut clean deep down in the back of your throat and leave all kinds of ancestors in your musty furry thing, and then you want to tell him that, oh, well, you got me pregnant. And unfortunately, it's many dumbass dudes out there. I know a few of them personally. Oh my God,
Me too.
that bites on that bullet all the time. Sis, what you got to say?
I just find it very disgusting that she would even be trying to trap some man off like that. She ought to stay home and take care of her own kids. How you looking for your mother to be taking care of your kids? You shouldn't have been
Mhm.
having them.
Absolutely. D, we when I say we, I'm including you in this. We know people that have fallen for that. We know dudes that have fallen for that. We do know them. Tasha, don't we know people?
Oh man, do you want me to call her out? No,
No,
I'm just
do not.
kidding.
We're not going to do that. But we
Hold on,
actually
people.
know.
You
So
know, you knew people who fell for the trap or who set the trap.
on both sides
Both
of that
sides.
Ooh, I
coin,
only know people that
on
fell for the trap. I
on
never knew them
both
who set it.
sides of that coin, yes, we do. Yes, we do. And D says, yes, we do.
That's the campaign slogan.
So,
Yes, we
so I'm
do.
sorry. If the Nasty 50 title fits you, it is what it is.
Yeah.
God bless you. Tasha, give us another one, sweetheart.
Okay, this is another short one. He was in my bed on Friday. That Monday, he was at the courthouse marrying the woman he told me not to worry about. I forgave him. Now I'm pregnant and he's pulling away from me because he says his wife should have his firstborn. I want him and our baby. Y'all
Interesting.
heard that right?
Interesting. Interesting. I ain't gonna go first on this one because I know what I feel about it. Anybody want to tackle that
Well,
one?
She said that she's already pregnant by the boy, and he's saying that his wife should be the one that be having the child.
Yeah, hold on, but let's start at the
At
beginning
the very
part
beginning.
because
Yep.
we don't want to overlook that. He was in her bed on Friday. So let's
Right.
look at the timeline. That very Monday, he married somebody else. She forgave him, so they clearly was still kicking it. She was the side piece. Now she's pregnant. No, she's not pregnant. She wants to have a baby,
Okay.
right?
No, she's pregnant.
She is
Now
pregnant.
now I'm pregnant and he's pulling away from me because he says his wife should have his firstborn. I want
Wow.
him and our baby.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so she done already got something in the oven, but she feel like since I'm carrying your baby, you ought
Yep.
to leave this wife and be with me. But he's saying, no, that's not fair because my actual wife should be the one to have my baby.
Exactly,
What
Hannah.
kind of stupid ass
Exactly.
thinking is that?
Hannah
Because
says that
apparently
she
that
was
the
able
wife
to
is not married,
administer.
right? I mean, she's not pregnant, right?
Who?
Clearly, the wife's not
So, so,
pregnant.
so that's not the thing
We're
about
going to assume
who's
she's not
first.
pregnant. We're not going to assume she's pregnant. Which to me that's stupidity all across the board. Number one. Now D says she would spill the beans all to his wife. Now that's one way to look at it. You right, D. But here's my thing. I'm gonna blame this one. I'm gonna blame the stupidity of the guy as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he clearly thinking with the little head and not the big head. Because I, God forgive me, guys, but I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. To a certain extent, I get where you knocking her down on Friday and get married on Monday. I ain't mad with that part because the way he was probably thinking was, I would have assumed that before I make the plunge into commitment, let me get my last little moments of free time out there. You know, that's what sometimes people do, men and women. You know, I'm a commit, so let me go on and knock this pussy down. One last good time. But the fact that she forgave him, he kept it up. They had an ongoing relationship. Now, this where for me, I blame him. Once you married, I ain't even mad with the side piece. If that's what you wanted, why you going in there raw dogging?
Exactly.
Why you raw
Thank you.
dogging and putting yourself in that position? Now, to that point, I agree with D because now you made a situation far more complicated because it's a child involved now. So I'm with D in the sense that she has every right to go to the wife and tell her, but you're a dumbass. The fact that he was with you on Friday and married somebody else. How many times do I have to say this? There are Once you marry and once you don't.
Yup.
Now you can tell yourself whatever you need to believe out there. When he stood in front of a minister and uttered the words, I do, that was a choice he was making, and his choice wasn't you.
Mm.
Now you need to reconcile yourself with that exactly however you want to think about it, but that's the plain truth. He don't consider you wifely material. You are just the furry bank. He was making deposits. That's it.
See, you stole my thunder because that's what I would have said. Abort mission. Why even carry? You have the abortion, cut all ties, and be done with it. You do not make a man tell you more than once that he does not want you. He doesn't want you. He does not see you like that. It's not going to change anything. So where yes, there's fault on both sides, of course, but with her, why would you even try to force that? You're gonna make it more complicated, and you're gonna make yourself miserable because by continuing to, keep the baby or whatever, or to go fully through with the pregnancy, you're asking to be hurt.
Yeah. Well, you
Absolutely.
know what? She might be the way she might be playing it. She might be playing it where she's trying to make things so complicated and so miserable that she'll try to wear him down to a point where, you know what? I'll get him by hook or by crook. You know what I
A-
mean? And I
a-
mean, I don't agree going to the wife, but I mean, it is what it is because she carrying that package around. But at the end of the day, some women they'll go out there and hey, listen, I'll get you one way or another. And it's up
You're
to
right,
us,
and that's
and
the game she's
it's up
playing.
to the man, like you were saying, bro. It's up to the man. Listen, man, you should have been covering up. If you're gonna be out there playing in these streets, then you got to play the game right. Cover up, so that way you can avoid something like that.
Absolutely. What Dean brings up a good point that you were saying, Tasha. It doesn't matter that you're pregnant. He don't want you still. He's telling you that. Now,
Mhm.
Hannah is of the mind that she said, I would tell the wife after the baby was here. So the wife might be crazy. You never know. She might attack her and not the. Now, that's a good point because too many times the wife doesn't blame the husband.
Yeah.
She blames the woman,
Yep.
So that is very, very true. Hannah, Hannah, I'm going to let you go, Tasha. Hannah says she wouldn't abort if she really wanted the child. What if she can't have any more? Keep the baby and get the child support, keep it moving, that kind of thing. Go ahead, Tasha.
That's what I was going to address. Why have a baby out of struggle? Why do that? You're setting the child up for an unsuccessful relationship and to be born out of a struggle love. Why do that? We already have too much of that going on. You may want a child all you want. You better go and adopt. You should have thought about that before you was laying up with anybody. I'm sorry, I disagree. Don't keep that baby. That's only asking for problems. Don't keep that baby.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I agree, Tasha. I wouldn't keep no baby, but I feel that the woman should get everything that is gonna come to her. Because if you're a fool like that to know he got married to somebody else, like you said, brother, clearly you wasn't it. So you should have kept tucked your head and kept it moving.
But
And
but I just mhm.
since she didn't tuck her head and keep it moving, she set herself up for everything that's gonna come to her. And like you
I
said,
no,
Tasha,
no.
it's gonna be a struggle.
I just
Mhm.
hate in this instance you've involved an innocent life.
Yeah.
The child didn't ask to be here, and certainly not under these circumstances, because now you're bringing into this world, if she chooses to have the child, a child that's not wanted. Because
Mm.
Exactly.
even if you put him on child support, this is a child that is not wanted.
Yep.
Now, I understand Hunter's point that if this, maybe she feels this is a last chance, and that's some sad shit. You know what I'm saying? And I agree. There is adoption, but to bring a child in a world that is not wanted, and now all of a sudden you putting it's so many complications because now you put the burden on the state and all kinds of issues. I hate in this case. You can do whatever you want to, and that's why I said I'm not condemning them still sleeping together, whatever. People do it every day. But
Right.
now you've involved an innocent child. Before we go
Yeah.
to the next one, I just want to let the viewers know Patrick Mahomes is gone home.
Yes, he is.
What happened?
The
Joe
Bengals
Burrow,
won.
he,
They won.
the
The Bengals
Bengals
won.
won, and I
Yep.
picked them to win.
Damn.
Burrow is the real deal.
I know he
And
was.
so
I knew it was going to be a letdown. I knew something was
he's
going
the
to happen
real
this
deal.
Sunday. I knew it.
For all those people, this is a little sports break, y'all. For all those people who was ready to anoint and elevate Patrick Mahomes, especially since Brady's retiring, Burrow said, "Wait a minute, not yet." And I'm predicting he's getting ready to leapfrog. He the real deal, y'all.
I think he is too. I think he's going to be the successor.
He's the real deal.
Yeah.
So Brady's gone, Rodgers gone, Mahomes gone. All right, you're right. Back to the show.
Damn.
You're right. Come on, Tasha. I had to do it. Look, every guy out there, we watching this. So look, I had to let you know. Back
Okay.
to the
This,
show.
this one is a little bit longer.
Okay.
I bought my wife 2 tickets to visit her grandmother in Italy next week. The other ticket was for our 4-year-old daughter since I assumed she'd be taking her. She says she wanted a break from kids on our vacation. I told her that that was unfortunate since there's no way that she can go if our daughter doesn't go because I have to work and don't want to take time off to babysit our daughter for an entire week. I suggested we have someone else watch her, but we don't know anyone that lives close by who'd be willing to watch her. I love my daughter, but I don't want to take a week off to babysit her. Keep in mind, I bought the tickets for my wife's birthday. My wife is a stay at home mom slash homemaker.
Mm. Okay, so let me see if I can capsulize this. You have a stay-at-home mom
Yeah.
who needs a break, basically, and she wanted a break away. She just needs a break. Let's start there. So to give her that break, the husband brought her a ticket to Italy, but he also bought a ticket assuming she would take the 4-year-old child.
Mhm.
And for the wife, she's basically saying that's really not going to be a break. I want to take a break away from the kids because obviously, as a stay-at-home mom, she see them every day, all day. Well, the husband has a dilemma because he works full time and he don't want to take off work to stay home with the daughter, so they don't know anybody that lives close by that they can let the daughter stay with, and that's the dilemma. Am I right?
That you were correct.
Now he
Okay.
didn't say that the job wouldn't allow him to. He said he just don't want to. Right?
Very
Correct. He does
true.
not
Very
want to take
true.
off.
Very true.
It seems like he don't want to. It seems like he just don't want to take on that responsibility of doing whatever that the mom was doing for that whole week. It seems like he just want to go ahead and stick on his daily schedule, going to work, doing what I got to do, and coming home and do the most minimum, and then that's it. He don't want to go ahead and do everything that mom got to do. So I mean, to tell you the truth, man, I let mom go to Italy, go see her people or whatever, and take that week off, man. Bond with your daughter, do some things with her, plan some stuff or whatever. I know that's something that you might not want to do, but at the end of the day, that's your daughter. I can see if it was the job and the job won't allow him to, then I can
Right.
see the dilemma. But it
Right.
sounds like you just don't want to do it.
Very good point. And D brings that up. D says unequivocally the man is wrong. Who wants to take the kids on a birthday trip? And she's speaking as a mom, herself, and she makes a good point that it's only a week. She takes care of the child all the time. So where D sits, the man is wrong. And Brother Bert, you saying too that you make a good point. He didn't say, well, I couldn't take off. He don't want to.
Right.
He don't want to. Sherry, what you think about this?
Well, what I think is that you already know it couldn't be me because it ain't gonna be what he want to do or not. Because I'm gonna leave the
Really?
child and I'm gonna be on a trip. Ain't nothing he gonna be able to do about it.
Okay. All right. So sis has spoken. Hannah said, that's not a break. Don't plan a vacation if you're not going to be watching your own children. On watching your own children, he tripping in my book. That's your children. Watch them for a week. So Hannah,
Yeah.
Sherry, Daracel, all saying the same thing. Tasha, because I got something different. So what do you say? Or you
I
or you
definitely
want to
have
go
a different
last?
take.
I
Or
knew
you
you
or
I
you want to
did.
go
definitely have a
last?
different take.
Go ahead, Tasha.
Look, you cannot have it both ways, women. That you are a stay-at-home mom. You have chosen to be a stay-at-home mom where he is paying all of the bills. He bought you the ticket to go on that trip to visit your family. You're a stay-at-home mom. Take the kids with you. That's the least that you could do. I'm
Woo!
sorry. I'm sorry. If he is paying all the bills, depending on what his job is, what if his job is a physical job to where he works 16 hours a day and he doesn't get off and it only has like 8 hours? What if he has worked those long hours? I'm sorry.
Well,
I disagree. She needs to take the child with her, or like he said, you can't go. It's.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
if
It's
he working
you
them long
bought the
hours,
ticket.
that's what the week off is for. You get a week to chill, you get a week to rest your body up, and you get a week to take care of your child. I
You know
understand what
what?
you're talking about, that the man is the breadwinner, but I'm gonna tell you, everybody deserves a break.
I'm
yeah,
glad
All
you
right,
that's
being
said
a
that.
full time parent ain't
I'm
no
glad you.
joke.
I'm glad you said that because
well,
that's where I'm going with this. I'm
well.
glad you said
Wait,
that.
brother. To be
Go ahead.
honest with you, I wouldn't care if he worked 24 hours. I'm keep taking a stay-at-home mom, and I'm keeping a kid. That's a full-time job in itself. I deserve a break, and I would take a break, and there wouldn't be nothing he could do.
All right, so let me go now. So I want
Hmm.
to read a couple of comments. Hannah says, I will go on the trip, file for divorce when I come back, that she's out. Speaking as a mom, she 100% disagree with you, Tasha. Uh, D also says, hell no, Tasha. I'm sure he has vacation, but marriage is 50-50. Woo! A lot of hot takes. So let me go. I agree with Tasha, and I'm going to tell you why. I like the point you made, Bert, where you said everybody needs a break. Now, D, I'm going to start with the 50-50 because I never have believed in that. In my personal opinion, marriage is never 50-50. I think that's a concept that we hear, but it's not realistic. In reality, you know, it's always somebody giving a little bit more than the other. Now, there's times when, as a husband, I'm giving 70 and she's only giving 30 and vice versa. And that's what the partnership is all about. That's my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. Having said that, if you're in a situation where you're allowed to be a stay-at-home mom because nobody told you can't go out and work now. But if he's got it set up to where that's allowing you to do, to reap all the benefits of not having to go out there and work, spend time with the child, and I'm not discrediting that it is a full-time job to do that, but it doesn't sound like he's a bad parent, a bad father, a bad husband. The fact that he thought enough that I want to give my wife a break. In his mind, he's assuming a break is away from the mundane activities of being at home. But that don't mean you stop being a parent. And to your point, Bert, where you said everybody needs a break, how about he needs a break too, away from both of them as well? How about her leaving gives him an opportunity as well he still got to keep working because
Mhm.
no matter what, Monday's still coming. And when I use that expression, that means the light, gas, water, all the bills still keep coming. So he has to still keep the money coming in, but guess what? Her going for that 1 week to Italy with the daughter can allow him to come home and get a little break too, mentally, physically, emotionally, from having to come in after a long day's work and still be husband and father. That don't mean he don't love his daughter or nothing like that. And to your point, sis, this is why I would never have a full stay-at-home mom, because if your mentality is that you're going to leave anyway, I would never support that. So that's why I'm not a big supporter of it. I believe both parents should be working for this very reason so that we have an equal stake in it and that decision can be talked about. And that's why, for me, that antiquated way of you can stay home and just lay on your ass and eat, sleep as late as you want and be with the kids. No. The child belongs to both of us. So for me, that's why it should be a shared responsibility so that when this comes up, it would make more sense that, okay, well, they should. Now, the thing of it is, they should, nobody, yes, the problem is that they are both assumed on both ends. She assumed that if I go on a trip, I want to go by myself. He assumed you're taking your daughter, Now, clearly, a lot of people don't agree with me, and I want to make
Mhm.
sure y'all get
What?
your
What?
points in. D says it may be more financially responsible for her to stay home rather than paying for daycare. Very good point. That's we don't know that. You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So you make a good point there. I don't even have a retort for that. Hana says if he works that much, he can afford to take a week off. Maybe that's another good
Mhm.
point. But again, maybe he wants to work and he wants to keep money coming in, and so again, it may not be a matter of whether he can take it off, but he maybe don't slow his money, slow his hustle. So when does she get a break? To
You
your
know
to
what,
that
bro? That
question,
was good.
to that
Yeah,
question,
I'm
D,
sorry.
I think it's still a break. What's stopping you from taking a 4-year-old daughter to Italy? I mean, putting her to sleep and still having time with your family. So I don't think that's not a break. And what if he doesn't want his wife working? So again, all these are valid points. All these are
Yeah.
valid points. And that's why all this should be discussed on the front end. And that's why for me, you couldn't be a stay-at-home mom. I, that would never work for me. But you ladies bring up a lot of great points. A
Well,
lot of
brother,
great points.
Yeah.
I have one daughter, and
Hana, before I get to that, Sherry, Hana brings up another thing. I thought about this, but I was going to keep it classy. But Hana says, what if he wants his mistress to come over so he can get a week from
Oh
marriage?
no.
I did think about that as well when because when a cat is away, the mice does play, and
Word.
those are great opportunities to cheat, you
I
know.
want I want to reiterate a couple of things though. When I read this, the first statement was, I bought my wife 2 tickets to visit her grandmother in Italy. Why wouldn't you want to take your daughter with you to visit that other side of the family?
Very good point.
It also says that he's not taking off. No, he's not taking off. He does not want to take off at all. So he's going to still remain working. So, like even if you wanted to spend time with the mistress, he's still going to be
He's
working
still
doing the
going to be
same thing.
working.
So,
All those good points. So Tasha, I agree with you. Sis, you was about to make a point that you have a daughter. Go ahead. What was the point she was going to make?
no, I was just saying to you, well, you know me, I do have one daughter,
Okay.
and I chose to always take. We were just talking about this the other night. Always, I went away on trips and everything, but if I would have chose not to, she would have been home with him, and that's just would have been the bottom line of that. So I get it. Say that you just wouldn't have been putting up with that, but well, then you know what? Who I'm dealing with, they have to know that this is what's how I am and how it's going down before you deal with me. So I don't know about
Absolutely.
that.
We're saying the same thing. You have to know who you coupled with before, so that you can have those conversations, because that's your take on it. And you're right. Now, the part that I like about what you're saying is too many men feel like watching their own child that they're doing the mother a favor. I see too many women saying, "Hey, can you keep your son or daughter for the weekend?" So, Sherry, I agree with you on that sense. Whether y'all together or not, listen to what I said. It's a shared responsibility. So, I agree with you on that part, sis. That in your case, if you're keeping your daughter all the time, and you said, "Okay, you know what, baby, I'm getting ready to take a trip. I'll be back." You absolutely right. It's just as much his responsibility as it is yours. And you have every right to say, okay, I'm going to be gone for a week and do this and do that. I agree with you 1,000%. And then he can work it out. He would have to work it out. I agree with you 1,000%. But I just said in this instance, I don't think for me, I'm not going to immediately jump to the side that he's
Yeah.
wrong because he wants to work. Hannah says, why wouldn't you buy 3 to come visit her family as well? Well, I think the idea, Hannah, is that he wanted to let her go away somewhere.
mhm.
Especially, it sounds like she never had been to Italy before. So that's why Tasha brought up the point that if
Yeah,
this clearly is is
her
on an other
grandmother is there. Yeah, the other
correct.
family is there.
So this
So,
would be a time that, hey, I'm bringing my child. So that's why I think that's the case. And lastly, Hannah says, I agree. Know when you marry, because I could never be a stay at home. There you go. So now Hannah is that kind of woman who's telling you right there, she wouldn't even be a stay at home wife because she need her own money. And that's the kind of woman I like. I I respect for me more a woman that says, no, I'm not going to be staying here at the house. I want my own money too, because because I want my own sense of independence. Because you're not going to be doling out, what do you call it?
Responsibilities and all.
An allowance, some shekels.
Allowance to me, right? Right. There's some women that ain't going for that. You know, here's an allowance, and this is how much you can spend, and this and that. So she wants her own independence, and I respect that.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
everybody's right on this one. You can go so many
absolutely,
different ways, and so
absolutely,
many hypotheticals. But
absolutely,
everybody's right on this one.
absolutely,
Just
absolutely.
different views. That's all.
Absolutely, absolutely. This one is, I think everybody had a valid point. It really, really does. Hannah says, "What if he loses his job? Somebody got to step up." Absolutely. And I before Tosh go to the next question, Hannah, I was married and out of work, and my wife carried the load
Mm,
on more than one occasion. So
word.
that's why I said in the beginning, I don't believe in the 50-50 concept.
Right.
On two distinct occasions, I found myself out of work. Now, I wasn't out of work for long, because I got out there and had to get it, but it was a horrible feeling knowing that she's still going to work every morning. And I felt like an asshole, walking to the mailbox and my wife is gone. And then when we moved to New York and sold everything we owned, my wife found a job within less than a week. It took
Wow.
me a couple of weeks to find a job because that was who she was. So she carried us on more than one occasion, and I respect the shit out of that.
That's what's
Tasha,
up.
get ready to read the next one. Lynette said, "But that's how some women are raised. My mom told me never let a man do more for you than you can do for yourself." Amen, Lynette. Amen, baby. Amen. Amen. The value of work, and it goes both ways.
That's
And
right.
that's why I couldn't have no woman laying her heels up no matter what. Go ahead, Tasha. Give us the next one.
Okay. My boyfriend was, excuse me, my best friend was dating this guy for a couple of months. She broke up with him because she said he was too nice. She wanted a man with attitude and toughness to him. I told her she was making a mistake and he was a good man, but she had made up her mind. I ran into him at a concert 6 months later and he said he wasn't mad over the breakup and that they were better off as friends. We kept in touch and remained friends until one day he asked me out. I wanted to do this right, so I asked my best friend if she was okay with me dating him. And she told me if I did, we wouldn't be friends anymore. She said it's girl code, and even though she is in a new relationship, he is still off limits. I'm torn because I like him and he's a good guy. I feel my friend is being selfish. Would I be wrong if I went out with him and didn't tell her, or should I respect the code?
I love this scenario.
Me too.
I absolutely love this scenario on so many levels. Lynette, this is what y'all women call girl code. So let me capsulize this. You have two friends who are best friends.
Yeah.
One is dating a man that, in all respects, is a good man.
Yeah.
In fact, he's so good that the woman is like, he don't fit what I'm looking for. She
Hmm.
wanted somebody more of a roughneck,
Yeah.
more of a thuggish personality. She let him go. The best friend, tried to tell her, "Girl, you got a good man here. Don't let him go." But no, I'm insistent. That's not what I want. I'm not feeling him. I need me a roughneck. Now, in time, because clearly they were still friends. So in time, the boyfriend asked the other friend out. And she went to her friend and said, "Look, I think he's a good guy. You didn't want him. I'm feeling him. Is it cool for me to kick it?" And now the friend is saying, "Absolutely not. Even though I don't care whether he with somebody or not, you can never date this dude. He's off limits because that's girl code." What do y'all think?
I
Should she
think
date the man? Go ahead, sis. You jumped in there,
I think she shouldn't date the man because she said that at the beginning that was her best friend, and if
right?
you my best friend, and I have that scenario, and you gonna go and try to think that you're gonna be dating him, and ain't nothing to ask about, it ain't nothing to talk about. You shouldn't even be asking me that as my best friend.
All
And
right.
if you and if you do, let me just put this part in there. If you do go ahead and date him, I'm gonna have to beat on you, and that's it.
All right. Lynette agreed with you because Lynette said respect the code. She said the girl code for real. Uh, I'm coming. Whoever coming to next, but I want to get these in there. She didn't want him, but doesn't want her friend to date him. Nope. I say date him, then invite the ex-friend to the wedding. So you already got one woman stepping out there saying, "Fuck that girl code." Who want to go next?
I didn't know I was muted. I'll go. I don't care about code. You not we cussing?
I'm
Yes.
cussing.
Okay, you not fucking who I fuck. Point blank and period. We ain't spreading juices and none of that shit. I don't care. If I fucked and sucked him, you're not either. That's my whole point of view. Because first of all, you never know. What if he comparing notes? You don't know his intentions at all. And also would make me realize you was looking at my man the whole time I was with him. Whether so that means you could put you looking at my new man. And I'm going by experience. I had a friend that did that and I whooped her ass.
Woo!
Point blank in the period. I whooped her actual ass and I did not care because it's disrespectful. And it's just the point of okay, suppose you go out with him, y'all break up. My next man, you go out. My next man, you feel as though I feel as though I want him no more. I break up. You with him next. You never know. Some people might just be eyeing what you have. I would not step over that line. I don't care about code or no code. We not sleeping with the same people. Like, I think that's nasty in my appointment. I understand she didn't want him, but they still had a relationship. And me personally, I'm not speaking for nobody else. Me personally, there's no way I'm going to want to be with anyone my friend was with. No matter if they wanted them, if they didn't want them. It's just a personal opinion. Now, if they never slept together or whatever and they feel like that's true love, out of respect, I can see her because she did come to the girl. But I don't know the history of that. But
Okay.
it is what it is.
Good point. Good points. I just want to D is chiming in again. A man you didn't want does not belong to you. So that's where D is standing on that. Before I get to Bert or Tasha, let me get Lynette's thoughts. Lynette said, I'm a good friend and will never cross that line, but I had it done to me. Had to give my friend so forget me not upside her head. So you got three women who got violent and
Well, my defense, it was my ex-husband, so I had a right to fight.
I got you. I got you. So you got three women that done resorted to violence because of this situation. That have resorted to violence. Lynette said, I have certain friends I do not introduce. Woo! Woo! You got certain friends I do not introduce to my man. Okay. I'm purposely holding the male point of view because me and Bert gonna go last. So Tasha,
Exactly.
We're so kids.
Tasha, what do you say?
This is complicated for me. If I was in the situation, it would never like get to that because my female best friend, we don't even like the same type of people, so it would never even get to that. However, I would consider initially my reaction is no, I broke up with him, we broke up with him, we don't want anything to do with him initially. But if I never slept with him and we simply only dated, I'm not gonna be that single woman that's gonna keep you from potentially finding your husband. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that.
But I want to be clear. For you, the standard is that last part. You say if you haven't slept with him,
Correct.
once you sleep with him,
yes.
he's off limits.
More than likely, I would have slept with him. But in the off event, if I didn't sleep with him, then honey, have at it. Okay, it's fine.
No, but I just want to be clear. But I just want to be clear. Once you sleep with him, he's off limits.
Yes, you can't do that.
Okay, all right. Bert, me and you gonna bring this thing home. Lynette say some women will mess with your ex just to flip you off or hurt you, and I agree with that, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And I hear all of y'all points. My brother Bert, what you say about this?
Bro, if I blink my eyes 3 times, I need help.
Whatever.
Look, for real.
and so hold on. And so as your big brother, don't say nothing that's gonna get you in trouble, my brother. This the show.
He can say how he feels.
We just joke.
He's saying
but you know,
I know.
Men, we don't care. We don't care now that it's done to us. Like when it's the reversal, we're like, no good bitch. this nigga out here doing X, Y, Z. But if it's the other way around and we going for your girlfriend or what, we don't care. We don't care. We let y'all sort that out. If anything, we the shit. I got you all. I'm bagging all of you. You know, so from a man point, I know, but I'm just keeping it real. For a man don't even look at it that far. Now unless it's being done to us. Now we see one of our boys like, oh, you foul. Now unless we just passing her off. But if it's not that case, we like, yo, you foul. But when we do it, it's a pat on the back. You know, pat on both shoulders. Like, yeah, I could bag them all.
It happens all the time with men. So let me establish right from the gate. There is a different code with men. So let's be clear. And Brother Bird is 1000% correct. You know, you can sit here and wonder, well, you know, how does Kanye marry Kim Kardashian when mad niggas been through there? You know what I'm saying? All kinds of soldiers fought in that war, but he still wiped her up. You know what I'm saying? And it happens all the time. Now, I'm gonna get personal because I lived this situation. So just like it happened to you personally, Lynette, and happened to you, Hannah, I initially dated my wife's mother. Then I dated her best friend, and then I married her. And her best friend was in our wedding while we took our vows.
Really?
So clearly, for me, it wasn't a problem.
Her mother?
I dated her
You
mother.
went down the family tree?
It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned because for me as a man, I am a firm believer that you like what you like. The heart wants what it wants. And Bert is correct in saying that for men, we don't look at it that way. Especially under this circumstances of this story, if the best friend comes to you already, if my boy came to me, you know, let's just twist this situation. I got a woman that I broke up with for whatever reason. She just wasn't my type. And they said the boy was saying, man, don't lose her. She a good girl. I said, nah, I want somebody nice and nasty. She ain't nasty enough for me. So let's say now down the road, my boy comes to me and say, you know what? Oh, you know, I've been, you know, oh girl, you know, we kind of hit it off. Shit, you mind if I holler at her? With no hesitation, go for it, bro. Because for me, that's old news. It's in the past. I'm gonna do my best to put you in the pocket. As a matter of fact, I could do nothing but wish you well. We can all still be friends and everything like that because I'm done with that. The assumption a lot of these comments is that I like what you said, Hunter, that person might have been looking at your man all along. No, it doesn't have to be that case. You know, it could really and truly be a case where those two people found they actually had a lot in common and found that they were attracted to one another. And I just don't subscribe to the theory that he's off limits. I like what Dee said. If you didn't want him, you don't get to put a lifetime lasso around this man and say he's off limits, even if it's a best friend. I just don't believe that that's the case. Now, Lynette said, fuck that, you know, so I hear you, baby.
I feel the same
I hear you, baby. But
I have a question, though.
Okay, let me wrap it up. So, but my feeling is that clearly these two found each other. They stayed friends. And I think it's unfair because you break up with somebody that all of a sudden now that your best friend got to break up with them too and sacrifice her possible happiness just because you didn't want to. And am I gonna end it with this last story? Let's this part of the story we're not talking about. She didn't want this man knowing he was a good man. So we can agree on that because she wanted a thug, somebody to treat a little bit harder. So if you know this is a good man, to me, you selfish son of a bitch, you. The fact that you know this is a good man, and rather than see your best friend have a good man, you rather have nobody, you selfish son of a bitch, you.
Now I have a question.
Go ahead, Hannah, go.
Two things. Well, first of all, she a fool. One, though, what if that person get with him, right? You get them their permission, but they wind up changing and being the person you want. Then you ran that risk of, yeah, I'm happy now, but now the friend who was used to date might want that person back. Or also that person, you know how people get, what if they only dating to try to win that other person back? You run that risk as that friend as well.
Again, you're
I just say
assuming,
go outside the circle. What's other good men out here?
but you're assuming that there's some kind of deleterious thing going on in the background.
It could be.
I'm just saying, what if we already established he's actually a good guy? That,
Mhm.
let's not overlook that part. Even the
Right.
woman
Yeah.
that don't want him,
Yeah, she's
she's even
stupid.
acknowledging he is a good guy. He's just not what I want. So we're not talking about somebody that was looking at the best friend all along or anything like that. And even in this case, the best friend wasn't looking at him. She was telling her, don't let this man go. We can't assume in this case that, man, I'm gonna date your best friend so that I can get back at you. We know men do that. Now, my last true love, she didn't show up. She missed Thanksgiving, Christmas, missed my birthday, so I fucked the best friend. I sure did, and I meant to do it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, we as men, we do shit like that to get back at you. And my thing was, you wasn't where you were supposed to be. Your girlfriend was there, so we hit it off. And it just so happened, me and your best friend, me and her, end up even being, the sex was it was everything I thought it could be and more. And we end up fucking quite a bit, and we gonna fuck again. So everything is good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I think. I think it's just the conversation. I said, as long as you had that conversation, like with the fellas, as long as we let that, listen, like you were saying, I'm about to, is it cool, whatever, then we just like, all right, whatever, like you are, I'm done with that. It's all good. You know what I mean? You can have that if you want.
I got you. That's a tough one, but I lived it,
Yeah, it is.
and men have a different.
Yeah, we wired different.
Black, we can't hear you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it was me.
You can't hear me?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I can
I
hear
can
you
hear you
now.
now.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Yep, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay. Lynette, I would like to think that for the friend that I wasn't sloppy seconds, if anything, I'm just saying I would like to believe that I wasn't sloppy seconds. In that bedroom, I am God. So I ain't nobody's seconds, baby. I'm God. In that bedroom, you best believe. Don't let the fat fool you. I'm God. I'm just telling you, I'm not the God. I'm a God. Let me rephrase that. I am a God. Yeah, they don't call Jesus for nothing in that bedroom.
Nope.
All right. Okay. Tasha, we're gonna sneak one more good one in here, y'all. We want to keep y'all too long, but we're gonna sneak one more good one in here.
Okay. I'm dating this guy and he's nice enough, but I'm so turned off. He lets his family run his life. It's so bizarre. He's 35 years old. We just came from a date and we were sitting in his car in the driveway. Now, he did tell me that his sick aunt lives with him, but we were vibing in the car, listening to music, smoking, and his aunt comes out the house down the driveway and tells him to come in the house and spend some time with her because she wants to watch a movie and he's been gone all night. He looks at me and tells me that it's time to end the date. And then on another time, he said that his aunt and his mom made him cancel a date with me because they had dreams the night before about him in a car accident. So he needs to stay in the house. What should I do?
The fuck?
Oh,
Sorry.
well,
Sorry.
no, that was
Sorry.
appropriate. That was
Sorry,
appropriate.
y'all. Sorry.
WTF was 1000%
Yes.
I'm
appropriate.
sorry.
No, that's appropriate. What the fuck is what came to my mind too. So if I can understand this correctly, you got a grown ass man
Mm-hmm.
dating a woman. They
Mhm.
clearly get along, you know. But D says for once, for once you agree with me. Thank you, D. Thank you on the last one. But you got a grown ass man that is dating a woman and they
Mhm.
clearly like each other, getting along. Now he happens to live with his aunt, right?
No,
So
she lives with him. Let's be
oh, so the aunt
Oh,
lives with
with
him.
him.
yeah.
What?
Cause that's what. Okay, so the aunt lives with him,
Okay. Now,
and
okay.
so obviously they were sitting outside smoking and vibing. I guess I would
Mhm.
assume for privacy or
Yes.
whatever,
Respect.
you know. But the aunt comes out down the driveway. Hey, you've been out there long enough. I'm great. Watch a movie. I ain't seen you all day. Come on in. And he decides, let me end the date to go watch the movie with the aunt.
In my bag.
Then on another occasion,
It's
Yeah.
in my
which
bag,
seems to
Tony. Go in my
suggest
bag.
that didn't run her off.
The little
Uh,
bag.
okay, let me eliminate this chatter in the background. So let's just see that wasn't enough right there to stop her from seeing him because on another occasion, they were set to go on a date,
Mhm.
and is it the mother and the father?
The mother and the aunt.
The mother and the aunt told him they got a bad feeling that
Yes.
something bad is going to happen, so you don't need to go out tonight. And he canceled the date.
Yes.
And this woman wants to know what should she do?
Yes. Because she really likes him.
Okay, Hannah, you said what the fuck?
I didn't
Lynette,
mean to say. Well, I meant to
Lynette
say that, but
says,
I thought
"Run,
it.
Forrest, run." I think we're gonna be all in agreement here,
Oh
but
yeah.
I'll let you expound on the what the fuck, Hannah. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
No, you stop
No, this is
apologizing. You good?
my issue is it's a lot to unpack. Even though it's a small thing, it's a lot because
It's a
first
lot.
of all, I'm not dating no grown ass boy, which he is. The fact, I
Mhm.
understand, respect. You get a little brownie points for letting your aunt move in with you because you didn't have to do that. However, your aunt could take her ass to your mom's house since they went and had dreams and visions and see the future. Because guess what? You got okay, so you canceled a date because they had a dream of a car accident. Was I in the car? Because he could be going to the market or anything. They just saying things. It feels like they're trying to be his woman instead of his family, if
Ooh,
that
good
makes
point.
sense.
Good point.
Because and also
Good
out of
point.
respect, I mean, my mom, I show respect. My aunts do too. I don't know, cause I don't know if I'm gonna be in my garage and on my lawn when I got a whole house. Like this is still my house. If I'm paying mortgage here, it's respect. Like if my mom come over, I'm respectful because that's my mother. However, I'm not gonna be hiding out in the backyard and stuff when this is the place I gotta pay mortgage because the bank coming after me, not you. So I don't feel as though I shouldn't have to hide and be secretive in my own house. And the fact that they in the car, he can't even bring a woman into the house that he owns. That makes even if he renting, she can't even have the decency or respect to come in the house. And she's asking, "What should I do?" Girl, run. The moment he said, "I had a dream," I did too, Martin Luther King. I'm out because I don't have time for you, the one, the mom, the sister, the cousin, everybody else who's in here. I'm not dealing with that because, especially at 35. I can see if y'all were 19 and 18, I can respect that because we're young. We just leave in the nest. Some of us didn't even leave the nest. I could see that. But a grown man, if my son came to me, mom, no, you a grown man. I'm not your lady. Talk to her and have that conversation. I would have left that man the moment he said my mom had a dream.
They're all good points. Lynette, you're accurate. It's his house. And you asked about what type of voodoo was going on here. And the dream could have represented something else. So clearly he took it serious enough to stay in, but you're saying even if he believed that that the misinterpretation of the dream could be that it's something else, but either way, he adhered to it. Okay, what does anybody else got to say about this scenario?
Run. That's it. There is no fixing it.
I said
Just
right.
run. You
Absolutely.
can't. He doesn't. He's not strong enough. He's not capable. He's already showing you that he's unable to stand up to them for anything. And you're just dating in the dating stages. It's not going to get any easier. It's only going to get worse if you continue on with him. Leave him.
And that's where I want to go with this. The easy answer here is, like you said, run as fast as you can. But I want to point out some things and pluck from it so that anybody in this scenario or something similar, so you can see some things here. There's a lot of red flags there for you, but here's the problem. A lot of people see red flags and they run right through the light still. And that's why I try to lay it out the same way. Number one, we established that it's his house. So at 35 years old, he has his own place. Points. He gets points for that. Great. Now he's dating somebody. Now, the first red flag is regardless of the aunt living with him, if it's your place, it should be the other way around. You shouldn't have to be in a car for privacy because if you're his woman and you getting along, it would have made more sense if you guys were inside and the aunt could have went to her room, you know. And again, if you guys are going to be serious, this is, I would assume, going to be an environment you're going to be in a lot of times. And it comes down to how a person brings you in, either respectfully or on a garbage can lid. So the moment that you allowed him to have you sitting out in the driveway, he's already brought you in on a garbage can lid, sweetheart. You just don't know it because to me, if you mean something to him, he's bringing you in so that anybody that's important in his life will understand this is going to be my woman. She's important to me. So when she comes around, there's a certain level of respect I expect for you guys to show. Now, regular hoes that I dealt with, I didn't care what they saw and how whether they saw how it went in. Many times they came to the yard and they had to wait for the next one to come out. But my girlfriend, I literally told the women I was dealing with, she's in town. I'm on lockdown status. Don't call after a certain hour because it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to introduce her to you so that if she hears your name, y'all all know who she is and how important she is. That's bringing that woman in with a level of respect and presenting her to friends and family so that even my boys, now, if you see me with such and such, oh, you can say whatever, black shit, you're going to have the freaks over tonight. But if you see me with her, you already know it's
Exactly.
respect. You know what I'm saying? And my family has respect that. Now, far as the dream and all that kind of stuff, for all I know, he might be really into astrology and things like that. Here's another red flag that he is Tasha, you made the point, he's not a strong man. If you have somebody that's supposed to be that's leading with you, and I'm not talking about leading your life, running over, but he's already demonstrated right there that he doesn't have the ability to make his own decisions. So how in the hell is that going to work when you guys have to make harsh decisions and that he's listening to what his mother and aunt say? But this is another red flag that you need to recognize early. You remember that social media thing we saw all over, where if the man pulls up and who gets to ride in the front seat? If a man, I'm saying this to all my women viewers out here, if a man is not willing to put you first, what does that say? He can love his mama and he can respect his aunt. But I'm going to tell you ladies what I told my girlfriend one time when it came to her and her daddy. They said, I'm fucking you, not your father. Now, if you can't get that through your head, we got problems. And so if that man is not willing to put you on a pedestal and treat you first, you get what you accept. You get what you accept. And so as long as you keep running through those red flags, don't complain now when 2 years in and you got a child and he's still telling you, well, my mama said this and my aunt want me to go here, so I'll get to you later. Oh, well, my aunt want to have a party so over here, so we're going to have to do X, Y, and Z. Because now you want to yell and scream at the top of your voice that he's disrespecting you. No, he's not. You've set the tone from the beginning and you get what you accept. And that is the pattern of your relationship. And so when you see these red flags, they're there. Take the blinders off, recognize it for what he is. Sometimes your head has to be stronger than your heart. Lynette has called it, you have to think here first just as much as you think here. I have walked away from relationships where I love the person, but I know this is not going to work. They don't have the qualities and characteristics to go the distance to be that one for me. And so I have to let you go. I have to walk away. Let your head sometimes be stronger than your heart. I'll say that, So anyway, this we covered. It went by so quick.
Well, wait, I ain't get my tape.
Go ahead.
because I'm sorry guys, I disagree with everybody.
Hmm.
I wouldn't run, not right away.
Okay.
Me being me, I would I would say, okay, so this is how you're doing this. So I will wait till our next date. And when the next day come, I'll come stepping in there with a trench coat on, and the honor be sitting there, and I'll be butt ass naked. I will sit
No.
down on the couch and cock the fuck up and let her know that, you know what, you made it so. And I would have told her as I sat down, I had a dream that he could put you out. Now I'm here.
Wow.
So for this example, that wouldn't apply because what the lady said in this example was she already adhered to it. So you're saying you wouldn't accept it in the very beginning. So from the moment the aunt walked down the stairs, I walked down the driveway, you said you wouldn't have automatically ran away. That so there wouldn't have been a next occasion. I respect that. I respect that. So you would have fought for it. But in this instance,
No,
example,
but
she
listen to
hung in
what.
there.
No, but listen to me.
Mhm.
I didn't. I said at the moment. After I did all what I needed to do, then he would have been toast. That's it. But I would have to show the aunt you don't do
N-
that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But you failed to hear the story of the example. The story and example was she did let it go past that. So she went past that, and then she talked about a second occasion. But what you're saying is that it would have never even got to a second occasion because
No,
you would have rose up. So that's what I'm saying. So we agree with we're still in agreement there. So that's why I said when somebody shows red flags, I get though where she might have given him a second chance. What I'm simply saying is, women out there, when you see these red flags, pay attention. They actually mean something.
yeah,
Because if you keep running past the red flags, then don't be shocked and surprised that once you get into it, that, oh my God, now this is what I found myself in. Because to your point, sis, it don't always have to be an extreme example like that. Red flags can be in the way the man handles money,
yeah.
Mm.
the way he treats you, the way his way he keeps house and things like that. I know people right now that again, if what you start, you have to keep up because when you allow it in the dating stage and now you're married and you wondering why doesn't she ever clean up? Why does she ever cook? Well, you didn't require that in the dating stage.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Mhm.
always have to be an example of the aunt or the mother. I'm talking about when you see these red flags, you get what you accept.
True.
And so don't blame nobody else because it's wrong. How many men out there get a woman from the shake joint? You fell in love with her. She's sexy. She turns you on. And now you get serious with her, but that's how she makes her money. And all of a sudden now you want to show up at the shake joint every night and you
Exactly.
angry because she's sitting on another man's lap.
Hmm.
But it was okay for 6 months while you was getting in. Now it's not okay.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's reverse that. How many women out there, when you're getting to know the man and you want to get in good, and he got his boys coming over every night playing video games, smoking blunts, and hanging out, you okay with it? Now 6 months later, your every time I look up, all your friends is in the house, but it was okay for 6 months. You get what you accept. You get what you accept.
I
So when
agree.
somebody does something, to your point, sis, you're right. That you know with every part of your being that that's not going to be acceptable to me, you owe it to them to say that immediately.
That's right.
And you owe it to yourself. So that's what happens. People compromise their principles and then they run past those red flags and then wonder, how did I get myself here? And here's the funny part. I'm not sitting here preaching like I know it all. We all do it. We
Oh yeah.
all do it, believe it or not.
Oh
But
yeah.
Right,
as
but
we get
Oh yeah.
older and wiser, that's what I'm saying. Realize and listen to not just hear, oh my God, he,
You better
he
listen
makes
to
me feel
us.
so great. You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, she's so attractive because we men, we are thinking at first with that thing down there. And then after we had it a few times, she don't look as beautiful. And now all those things that was cute and sexy is as annoying as hell. You get what you accept. You
Yeah.
get what you accept. You know what I'm saying? And we get ready to end it, but I just want to read the last couple of comments. Lynette says, no, she said it would have been a third chance. Correct. You know, Carlos, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you popping in. Say he can't be a man in his house. How can he be a man towards you? Abso-freaking-lutely.
That
Beautiful
part.
point. Shut it down during the setup if you're going to accept it. Absolutely. Shut it down. So that's the thing, since they're agreeing with you. Shut it from the gate, because if he's not willing to stand up for you from the beginning, what do you have? What do you have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty
So
much.
and again, I know that about your personality. You ain't going from the gate, but it's
Mm-mm.
not always a real obvious things though we let go. Just remember that sometimes it's other things that we let go, and we have our reasons for doing it, and then you look up and, oh my God, how did I get here? So I'm telling you, as we're older, we're wiser. Look for red flags and don't just run through them. You know, I'll say that. Anyway, I know we could go on the hour. We went a little bit over. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been trying to keep the shows limited to an hour, especially on Sundays, because this is the day when you should be spending with your family. I'm glad you take a little part of it to spend with me and Tasha on Real Talk. But I want to be able to thank you guys. I want to give you your time back while it's still early. It's only 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, where you can still eat, spend time with family, decompress a little bit, and get ready for that Monday, because Monday is coming and it don't stop for nobody.
You ain't never lie.
You feel me? And we all got jobs and things to go to and other responsibilities. So until next time, everybody know I love you guys. We'll see you Wednesday, and we always gonna keep it real. We out.
All right.